So in case you have missed the live stream from the Fokoos Odin-5 F3 foldable 3D printer, I will give you in this video a recap about this foldable 3D printer and what are my first thoughts using this machine here on Zachary's 3D Prints. Hello, this is Zachary from Zachary 3D Prints in a brand new YouTube studio setup. If you're new here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell. When I post a new video or do a live stream or post something interesting, you get always a notification about that. If you want to have an inside scoop before YouTube, check me on Twitter, Zachary_Bergen. But let's get into the Fokoos Odin-5 F3, the foldable 3D printer recap. As is in the name, the F3 stands for Foldable 3D Printer. Well, what are the specs? So to start with, the printing volume is 235 x 235 x 260 millimeters. So you have a pretty big printing volume for this 3D printer. The main board is a 32-bit board with silent TMC2208 stepper drivers, so silent printing. On the front there is a 3.5-inch LCD touchscreen. This machine is a direct drive, and this 3D printer comes with a carborundum glass bed or a glass bed with a carbon coating on it, so when you are going to print something on your build plate, it will pop off after the glass cools down. This machine has also two 2020 aluminum extrusions for the Y-axis. This ensures that when you are printing with this machine, you have a very sturdy printing experience. So this machine has flat cables instead of normal regular cables. These flat cables are glued onto the aluminum extrusion, making sure that everything is looking stylish and also very compact. When the X-carriage runs over the X-axis, it runs all smooth. This machine has also a dual lead screw setup, so it makes also sure that everything is aligned over the left and right side for the Z-axis. And as mentioned, this machine has silent stepper drivers. When printing, you won't hear anything but only the fans. And I do need to say that also the fans are pretty silent. So let's do a little recap about the building of this 3D printer. So to start with the box, this is the first time that I received a 3D printer in a color coated or a color printed box. And on top of it, you have a handle to carry the box wherever you go. So that is pretty handy. Normal 3D printers come in a brown box with some image printed on the box, but this 3D printer has a full color render on the box itself. When you are going to take the printer out of the box, you will find a white box with some little boxes in the bigger box, with on each box which kind of thing is in there. Also, a 250 grams spool of standard PLA was also included in this kit. And then the moment came to take out the printer. A little pro tip: if you are buying this 3D printer, I will put the links in the description of this video. Some can be affiliate links to support this channel without you paying anything extra, and if you want to buy the 3D printers somewhere else, feel free to do so. So if you get this 3D printer out of the box, I would suggest to put the box on the ground and try to lift the printer with the two foams on the sides, take the printer out of the box and then take the foam off, and then you have this wrapping around the 3D printer. This 3D printer is already in the folded way, so it is already assembled as far as possible. So when out of the foil, you will see that the gantry is folded to the front, and so the thing that you need to do is you take the gantry and you move the gantry upwards so that it is square to the base. It's also recommended to use a square to see if everything is 90 degrees. And then you take out of the box there is a kit with some screws in it. There are 4 big screws and I believe 3 small screws. So the 4 big screws you are going to use on both sides of the Z-axis. So 2 on the left and 2 on the right. If you have done that, there's a zip tie. Take the zip tie off and then the carriage can move freely from the left to the right. And also look for all ribbon cables. The ribbon cables are not connected at that moment when you're taking it out of the box. I don't know what reason is behind that, but I think it has to do with the transport. You take the ribbon cable and you slide it in the slot of the carriage, and there is also here for the X-axis, there's also here a ribbon cable. You have to put the ribbon cable in there as well. And also here on the left side there is also one ribbon cable. If it is not connected, you have to connect it in the slot as well. Make sure that everything is looking very tight. So there are 2 other screws with some T-nuts. That is going to be used for the filament spool holder, which is going on top of this machine. So if that is done, take the wrench and check the eccentric nut by the carriage. If the carriage is very loose, use the eccentric nut to tighten the wheels more to the 2040 aluminum extrusion so that it doesn't wobble. And also for the bed, you also going to do there the same thing. And then if the wobble is out there as well, hey, you did a great job. And then the last thing that you need to do is connect the 3D printer with power and then flip the switch. This 3D printer detects automatically if you have 115 or 230. That is a nice feature on this 3D printer. After you assembled the 3D printer, the only thing that you need to do before starting your first print is trimming the bed or bed leveling. This machine makes it very easy for you to do because it has it in the menu, a leveling assistant. So very nice. So, and then some prints that I did during the live stream. I printed the Pikachu, but this Pikachu was printed on the raft with also some supports. When disassembling from the raft, or when I tried to take off the raft, Pikachu broke at several points, so it's a little whop 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 whop. But further, I thought, well, let's start with one of the first prints, because this 3D printer came with a lot of print samples that you can do as well. Not only the calibration cube, this is the focus cube to keep the focus on your 3D printer. So that is looking very nice. There is also a little map called G-code. In there you find a dozen of different kind of 3D prints. You have a little Banshee, which is looking very nice. I do need to say no stringing here. And also the text, as you can see, oh, it focus on my face. So if you can see this, even the text on the bottom is very clearly to see. Then I thought this was an airfield hangar, because the cool thing about this 3D printer, it shows images from your STL files or from your G-code files. I'm not sure how to do that yet in Cura and Prusa Slicer, but if I know, you will know as well, because this machine shows you when printing exactly on the left side what are you printing. So I thought this was a hangar from an airfield, but this is a fan duct, similar like the one that is here, but this is injected molded plastic. So why would you change something from that into this? But this is looking very nice. I also printed, I don't know who this is. This is Shia. I don't know who this is, but this one came out pretty nice. I also printed this heart-shaped vase. Also vase mode is going wonderful. This little Lucky Cat or Kelly Cat, this is also nice. Look at the texture of this cat. It is looking very beautiful. And then also this owl. I did need to say that this is looking sharp. So as you can see, this filament is looking very shiny. This was the extruder Biofusion Venom Green. It is amazing. I do need to say that it is a compliment on this machine, so the prints pop out even more. So I will put a link in the description of this video where you can buy the extruder Biofusion. So let's give a few little thoughts about this machine. To start first, this is not a review. The review will come in a few weeks, not a few days. I printed more test prints in the first few days than I did on several other 3D printers, because this machine comes with already a dozen of test prints that you can do. I don't know how they did it, which kind of slicer they used, but I will find it out once I get into the G-code files and see which kind of slicer that they use, which kind of settings, because these prints are looking out of the 3D printer amazing. I had no stringing issues. I didn't have any other weird artifacts on my prints at this moment. So in a few days I'm going to make some test prints and see what this printer can do with normal G-codes or normal 3D prints that I throw at this machine. So the fidget cube is going out, and also some other Photosmint, Waxter, Chaos Cortec models, because hey, it's almost getting into, it's almost Halloween, so there are a lot of things that I can print on this machine as well. If you want to compare this 3D printer to an Ender 3 or a similar 3D printer like the Ender, I would suggest not to do that. Yes, it looks like an Ender, but an Ender 3 doesn't have a base like this 3D printer. This 3D printer has a base where the power supply is in there, the LCD touchscreen is in there, the main board is in there. It is a very clean base for a 3D printer. And also the printing volume, yes, it is similar, 235 times 235 times 260. It uses a direct drive instead of a Bowden tube system. So there would be a little PTFE liner in there, but it is a very short one. And also a Volcano hot end on there. I do need to say that this machine, once you leveled it pretty well, there are some yellow springs that keep you a bit longer level than the normal standard springs that you would find on an Ender 3 or an Ender 3 Pro. And also the leveling knobs, they are not too big, they are normal size, not too small as well, and also a dual lead screw setup. On most of the Ender 3s you will find a single lead screw setup, but this machine comes standard with a dual lead screw setup. And also for the end stops, I see that they use optical end stop instead of switches. So that is also one big advantage for this machine. If you are interested in buying this machine, feel free to check out the links in the description of this video. Some can be affiliate links to support this channel without you paying anything extra. If you find this machine somewhere else, feel free to buy it on that site and have fun printing with this 3D printer. This video is supported by these awesome Patreon supporters: Loyal Moses, Delightspeed, Fixin' Dude and Carl Fenton. Thank you guys for your awesome support. You can also support this channel by checking the Patreon link in the description of this video and becoming a Patreon member and supporting this channel. If you're still watching this video, thank you, you are amazing. On the end card there's some recommended videos worth watching. While you're there, check out the merch in the merch store to support this channel. Please like this video, share this video with other people and on social media. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and also put on the notifications so that you don't miss out on anything, and I will see you next time. And hey, let's make awesome things with 3D printing. Zachary 3D Prints. Bye bye.